This is a Jerusalem artichoke. I don't peel mine. I have scrubbed it clean because a lot of flavour is actually in the skin. I have used my handheld mandolin and very finely sliced there's about 160 grams in here. I'm melting 25 grams of butter. And I'm just going to saute these. These artichokes have had about 10 minutes. I'm putting in 80 ml of stock. You can use vegetable or chicken. And by the way, Jerusalem artichokes in America are called sunchokes. So this is sunchoke risotto. I'm now going to bring that to the boil, drop the heat down, you know the form, and I'm going to let that simmer until they're really lovely and soft for 10 minutes. The artichoke has been cooking for 10 minutes. It's nice and soft. I'm just putting in a little bit of salt and some pepper. I'm going to put it into my mini blender or mini processor. Two tablespoons of creme fraiche. Lid on. Blitz it. This is what it looks like. Making the risotto, I'm using the same pan in which I cooked the, fill in the blank. So I'm putting in about 25 grams of butter. I'm going to melt that. Meanwhile, it's just out of shot, but I have got on the hob 750 ml of stock that I have heated up. My stock does not have salt in, so I'm going to salt my stock. You need to taste your own stock and decide how much salt to put in. In my stock, which has no salt, I'm putting in my stock that has no salt, I'm putting in 2 teaspoons. Taste that. The nice thing with kosher salt is how quickly it dissolves into a liquid, so I will be able to taste it. Butter is melting and bubbling. I've got 150 grams. I'm using carnaroli rice, but you can use arborio. I'm sprinkling the rice in, and I almost want to get it slightly toasty. This all adds to the flavour. I've said it before, I don't know the reason for it. Somebody obviously told me to do it, but I always stir my risotto with a wooden spoon. So I want that rice hot and toasted. I've got a banana shallot that has been cut up to the size of a grain of rice. I think I'm asking for trouble cooking in these sleeves, but I'm not going to change. I love it. It's got to go in the wash anyway. Using the back of my finger, I'm just feeling, yes, that rice is nice and hot and it smells nice and toasted. So I'm going to put in the onion or the shallot and give it a good stir, because the heat from the rice is going to help that shallot cook. It's not going to take long because you've cut it so small. I'm going to taste my stock. Perfect saltiness. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit, and I'm going to put in a splash of wine, white wine. It's probably going to be about 50 ml, or 2 big mouthfuls. Depends how big your mouth is. Let that bubble for a minute. Drop the heat down and stir that until almost completely absorbed. Just as a guide, at this point, I will usually set my timer for 30 minutes so that I have a rough idea of how long I've been cooking. Okay, most of that wine is absorbed. Now it's time to start adding the stock, a small amount at a time. You can use a ladle, but I don't want to have to wash it up. So I'm just going to put in a splash of hot stock, and so it begins. And this is what you're going to do for the next half an hour. Just gradually add your stock. Put a bit in, stir it, let it be absorbed. Put in a bit more. I'll see you in 30 minutes. I'm not going to make you watch half an hour of me stirring a risotto. As you're getting towards the end of the cooking time, it's time to start tasting the rice. You still want it to have a little bit of bite, but you don't want it to be chalky. I think mine is going to need another 5 minutes. My rice is ready. I'm going to put in the Jerusalem artichoke puree. Stir that through so it becomes warm. It's not the most attractive colour, but it's going to taste mind-blowing. I've got a tablespoon of chopped chives. They're going in. And I'm going to give it another little thing of, and some freshly grated Parmesan. It's going to be about a tablespoon. Ouch. I'm not adding any extra butter because there was creme fraiche in with the artichokes. Time to taste, and you're also checking the temperature. Wow. Heat's turning off. Time to serve. Here we go. It smells gorgeous. I think 1.5 is more than enough. Put on some more Parmesan. Now, if this was in the restaurant, I would have served it, but I just don't have it. I used to serve it with tiny little matchsticks of Granny Smith. So that's a very green, slightly sour apple, and Jerusalem artichoke crisps, which I just couldn't be bothered to make tonight, but I am going to do a film of them tomorrow. But what I've done instead, which I think will really complement it, I've got some very finely shredded celery mixed with chives, and there we have it. Jerusalem artichoke risotto. Acceptable to eat a risotto with either a fork or a spoon.